let's jump directly into game number 1, guys. Here it's Jitper, probably the only Tyrant that ever played Deathmatch professionally. And on the other side we have Zuno Daywalker, top 10 for a very long time. I believe he's number 7 in rating at the moment and one of the strongest DM 1v1 players in the world. And we are going on to Green Arabia Frank's War here in game number 1. I believe this could be the home map and civilization of Jitper. We will play a best of 7 and we will switch around the chance to decide the map and the civilization. We will always play mirrored civilization here in Deathmatch. Way too important. And no chance to win with the weaker civilization here. And yeah, we will obviously start with Franks and a lot of stables here. Castle at the front. We are playing also with no wall mod, so the villagers very vulnerable here, and that's why we see some raiding. Only 3 paladins. That's less than you normally see. But seems like villagers are absolutely safe for now, and everyone got 1 kill, so only the light cav went down. We'll find some kills here in this bag, and probably she will lose her life in exchange as well. So it will be, after all, 8 against 8 villagers. And super similar start here. Might lose 1 more villager here at the front. Castle will go up though. Not the greatest protection, but as we said before, it's super tough to protect all your villagers without the wall mod. So sometimes we see even people walling their villagers there without post. Nice hill control here at the front by Mr. Jitper, controlling those 2 gold spots and a very nice area. Obviously, after going mass paladins here, we will transition into something like mass Axeman. Population virtually identical here. Villager count a bit better for Daywalker. KD a bit better for him as well. Oh, and losing 2, make that maybe even 3 villagers here at the front. No, only 2. And now retreating. Big paladin flank here. Mighty Knight quite a bit is going towards the gold spot at the moment. Jitper setting himself up quite nicely, actually going for a mining camp. That's a bit surprising to me. Would have loved to see a second TC there. Now the castle to the front going up here. That's not the greatest gold spot, and I believe I would have loved to see mining another TC here instead of the castle at the front. And armies clashing here, and that's the beauty of deathmatch. We can see so many big armies going against each other. Now Daywalker is coming back with all his paladins. Will try to re-engage over here, and that should be the first nicely deciding fight in his favor, but that's not way too important here. Jitper now going back with most of his paladins, trying to regroup a bit, and at the moment 25 more kills here for Daywalker, so that's a pretty solid start. Jitper very active here at the side, blocking some of the gold spots, blocking some of the map control, but that's not something that Daywalker is focusing on for now, trying to get some of his neutral gold spots. No one going for any relics just yet here. Villager count very even, as we were kind of expecting. Villager kills were pretty even as well at the start. And Jitper idling just TCs a bit, now going for the first monastery, and that's a big attack at the moment. Military count very even, both at 130. First trap is out, and I believe that's a better engagement here for Jitper with the help of the castle and the hill from this side. I believe Daywalker could have run there but would have lost a lot, but he had a lot of army down the hill, so I think it actually worked out pretty even. Probably still a bit better for Jitper, I would say. Now stirring up everything, but at the same time military count still okay for Daywalker here. As Daywalker, another better known nick, you might know him under, I will try to go through all his AKAs after the game, but yeah, you will know him. If you ever watched any deathmatch, he is one of the best. He's one of the 2 British brothers there. And yeah, so it's not Praxis, it's the team partner of Praxis for years. He played a lot of games. We will talk over next later. And so nice raid here at the side from Jitper, and over here as well. Got a lot of villagers in this now. A solid 17 villagers ahead. Military count 106 to 70 though. And yeah, now mass paladin still for Daywalker, and Jitper having nothing here. And let's take a look. That looks like a very good engagement for him, and then now he will claim the hill. I believe Daywalker in a bit better spot when it comes to army, but a bit underdeveloped when it comes to eco. Let's take a look. ranks war, obviously super tough to keep your eco rolling at all times. So that's something that might even be more important than gold control. And at the moment, yeah, not the best thing for him. 2 exposed gold spots, 1 defensive castle, and something we might see and is super famous, the Dan farms. He is known to just spam random farms all around. It has gotten better over the years, but still pretty crazy. And oh, that's another villager right here. And so, a solid? Now up to 20 villagers advantage. And that will be another attack here at the side. Trying to go back. That's 1 neutral gold spot here at the top for Jitba. And 1 neutral gold spot probably at the south here for Daywalker. Finally, those paladins are cleared up. The eco for Jitba better. The army still better for Daywalker. And now he is building the castle here at the front. Not 100% sure if I like that one though. I believe that castle will always get sniped. Going for the relics at the moment. He is at 0 relics. Only now dropping the first one. But we'll get 2. And 3 are still here. 1 in the center and 2 at the right hand side. As you can see on the minimap. And now, Jitba, let's take a look at his resources. Low on food. Trying to get some of the right hand side gold. But most important thing is that he doesn't get any more raids here at the left hand side in. And now we can see Daywalker heavily using the market and selling a lot of wood here. Trying to get the gold amount a bit better, and that is like second row farms that we don't see from any top DMers. But, oh, like top DMers, like other top DMers, I mean. People like Jitba are so efficient on the second row farm here, even trying to go for more and more mills, more castles to the side at the moment. Jitba just camping, trying to go for pop limit. Daywalker basically is pop limit. And looking at a strong 100 army as well. Let's take a look. And that's what I said, this castle cannot really get defended. That's why I said I did not like it. And what I don't like is also... Oh, nice raid here at the side. Something I don't like is that Daywalker is still not going for the relics. He needs to get that one. He has a hill for such a long time. I believe that would be great. Let's take a look. Those paladins shouldn't do much. 5 halberdiers and an X-Men waiting for them. Might get some kills, but not really too much. Now the trap war starts. The castle obviously goes down. But still, Jitba's getting that gold here at the side. Oh, the raids. Instant spot by Jitba, so he's super aware. And... no time to breathe. Ranks war sometimes can absolutely stabilize. Uh-oh. And then a lot of things happening, but now Jitba has a lot of army. Let's take a look. Only just shot. Nice one, actually. Let's take a look. Can he get another volley? Yes, getting a lot of HP there. Killed, and now the big engagement. Daywalker has a hill, but he has way less paladins. Let's take a look. Is he trying? Oh, he's already retreating. That means all his traps are dying. Sending some halberdiers now to the front. I believe he... That's not a good idea. Send the halberdiers, but the X-Men back. Okay. So that was a beautiful clear up by Jitba, and he bought himself enough time to go for the super strong army. And still 2 relics for him. Not trying to go for some raids. Castles around, obviously. But, oh, look at that. 2-pronged attack. So let's see how this continues here. And Daywalker now trying to go for the Paladin X-Men army as well. It is the strongest composition that you can go for. He has a bit less wolves, so maybe he will even have a stronger army in the long run. And isn't getting like the real pressure in his face at the moment. We get some raids in, but yeah, losing like 3-4 farmers there isn't the worst thing ever. Now Jitba's getting the relics there. And that's really poorly played, I have to say, by Dan. That he's not controlling the relics. Later on, by the way, we will have Callan, the best player in the world, co-casting with me as well. And he will always call them players with by their first name. Except maybe Jitba, because Jitba mainly played with his main nick Jitba. But all the other DMers, they call themselves to the first name. Let's take a look. Going for the 3 traps and didn't lose a lot. Maybe 2 X-Men going down there. That was super efficient by Jitba. And he's just a master of going back there. And now we see the big engagement. And that's 110 late Imperial Age Frank army. Let's take a look, instantly sniping that trap down. And now that's a lot of paladins here. I want to see like 2-3 traps. But for now, Daywalker is pushing in here quite nicely. We'll call all this X-Men and is now controlling the hill. The castle obviously doing lots of damage here, but will take a lot of damage as well. Trying to build another castle. And look at that. It's basically the 2 spots where he lost his castles. He's building the same once again. And now the paladins are actually doing the job against the castle here. Daywalker's still in it. At the same time, he's getting in a raid over here and a raid over there. So, yeah. He is... yeah, just forced to defend quite a bit as well. Jitba's resources at the moment still looking very nicely though. I believe that's a pretty unclever castle. Especially if you know strats are already out. That castle will die quite quickly. Unless those paladins will be able to snipe those traps. And yes, they will. Take a look, he's trying to retreat here. And yeah, he's focusing down those traps. Will get a lot of damage. 1 trap down. Second trap will obviously fall as well. Another one on the way though. And that was not understood. I'm not sure if that was worth it. Losing like 8 paladins there for 2 traps. That was all cleared up now, and it's looking good at the moment. KD, so much better here for our player in the red trunks from the UK. And Jitba at the moment so trying to get to those 2 gold spots. Those relics still not picked up, and everyone else is kind of out of their gold spots. So this neutral gold spot and those 2 are the ones to mine, I believe. Oh, he's getting some over here, but that will run dry any second. And he used the market so much more than Jitba. A guy who very rarely uses the market. Okay, let's take a look. That's not really an engagement that Daywalker can take without his paladins there in the back. Now he's trying to go for it. Lots of halberdiers here at the front. That's obviously way strong army composition for Daywalker. At the moment, he is trying to retreat, helping with the castle. Let's take a look, trying to focus down. There's another group of Jitba's army coming around. And I believe that's a better engagement here for Daywalker. Jitba is forced to go back. And let's see. Seems like the monks didn't get any converts in as well. Just 2 converts would have been too nice here. And Daywalker looking strong. And that castle will fall down. He's still controlling that hill. More and more traps. And he now has full control of this area. And a lot of X-Men still out. So all the halberdiers are pretty much worthless. This castle is trying to get repaired. 1 trap is getting sniped. Maybe even able to... well, he will damage the second one. And that's more paladins coming over. And more X-Men as well. At the moment, populations are still pretty even. And the paladins, can they snipe another trap? It feels like Daywalker can control all this area. Actually control here by him. And let's take a look. Another trap going down. That's beautiful play here by Daywalker. Still controlling that hill area. Is having this castle up and trying to even protect his own. Now he went for 1 relic. But the push at the left hand side killed the castle. And that's a lot of gold still. Yeah, easy to mine. And yeah, Jitba, at all this time, was mining this spot very heavily. Oh, let's take a look. A bit better engagement here for Jitba. I would say X-Men a bit out of position. Needs to fall back a bit more. The paladins are at the front. Trying to go for the mining camp here. Picks up another relic. Oh, that was by Jitba and instantly denied. So I feel Daywalker is losing a lot of army here. Lots of X-Men still out, and now suddenly we have only 30 army here for Daywalker, and he's dropping down heavily in pop. And look at that, Jitba now with a strong army. Traps still out, but on both sides. Trying to chase down the army is now Jitba, but what can he really do? He has 2 traps out. Trying to snipe down those traps, and yeah, should go for the repair here. Daywalker, you could repair against 2 traps there, especially with Frank castles. I want to save his traps first, and yeah, probably have to give this up. Trying to build another defensive castle and the push here in the middle, but his eco isn't as great as Jitba's. It seems he's completely untouched, has a perfect food eco, and at the other side, a bit more scrappy. Look at that. Pulled a lot of villagers from the farms as well to build the castle at the front. And losing more and more. At the moment, Jitba won Pop 180 against Pop 130. Just shortly after I said it was looking very good here for Daywalker. Now traps here to the front. They could get sniped. Not 100% sure if that's the best option. 1 trap down. Make that 2 traps down. Make that 3 traps down. And there's no defense to the traps now of Jitba. And he's just building another castle over there. It seems like that's a spot that he really likes. And he's trying to defend at the same time. Push at the left-hand side. 34 minutes in this deathmatch game. Remember, we are playing on fast speed, so that's even more intense for the players here. And too many axes is what Daywalker is saying, and GG, he says, and then looks at the points again and thinks, sick, try. So he's trying again. Yeah, maybe took a look at the points. But in all honesty, it feels like the game is heavily in favor here of Jitba. He's controlling so much more of the map. He's controlling that as well. Overall, gold mine should be pretty even in this game. And Daywalker got more of the market. So if we are looking into the very long game, feels pretty even. But Jitba is just an unstoppable army now. 3 traps, 30 axemen around here. And yeah, what does Daywalker have? Let's take a look at his army. He is trying to go for X-Men as well, but his eco looks so weak, and yeah, he cannot really contest that. So I see why he was thinking about the GG, and I feel, yeah, and that's just so Jitba here. Traps, X-Men on the hill. That's so, like, every Frank's DM game I've ever seen of him after minute 30 is exactly this. And now he's falling back. He might not even go for the second castle. He might go completely back, try to set himself up here, and just try to snipe that castle, and then goes back to the hill and tries to attack at the left-hand side again. He's so weird. Okay, now this time he's going forward because he knows, okay, there's not a lot of army left of Daywalker, but he's just such a strategic mastermind and so good at playing the very long game and here not losing a lot of army, but he sees he should have more here. Let's take a look how he's trying to take this engagement. I believe this could be the last engagement of this game. Daywalker doesn't have the X-Men. He's losing the hill. Trap still very active. Now losing his monastery there as well, and therefore his 2 relics. Are trying to go for the next castle. Pop limit against Pop 140, trying to take the next engagement here against the hill. Is that really what Daywalker is trying to go for? I don't think that that's a good idea. Jitba has to have more. Maybe this has to be the GG moment. Indeed. And it's a 1-0 here for Mr. Jitba. Probably the favorite in the series, but I feel like we really saw that both players will be able to take some games here on those settings. So let's take a look at the achievements. KD, actually better by Daywalker. But the eco is just so much better. Look at that. So much more food. 13k more food for Jitba, and that's just so efficient. Got more stone as well. And in the end, yeah, the relics were set up for him so much better. And KD, something we did show Daywalker had the better KD. Really impressive. Jitba went on to Halberdiers a bit earlier there. And yeah, beautiful play. Trying to answer some questions. Are you streaming on Sunday? Yes, I will stream the 5k and some 1ks. So could drop like 10k there.
Yes.
Or become a millionaire. One of the two. Yeah, he killed a lot of traps. That was so sick. Okay, speculate started, guys. I can also show you the room here. And now we should probably go into the settings of Daywalker. So Hans on Arabia isn't unlikely. We have the possibilities of maps of GA, Gold Rush, Atacama, Baltic, Prairie, and Graveyards. Let's see. I honestly think I would, on those settings, I would win against both of them. Because I would always pick Baltic with different civilizations and no one would know how to play against me. And maybe I will win one of the GA games against them. Actually likely that I will win one. So guys, then without spending a lot of time, oh, that's an interesting war here, guys. And yeah, let's jump into game number 2 here. It's a Persian war on Gold Rush, and that's so strategic and so intense, guys. I'm super happy to see this. So it's super weird how we actually will see units being produced here. So we will go for mass Halberdier siege workshops, so that's Scorpions. For Jitba here on the other side, we see Daywalker playing this with the same strategy. So no one going for a single paladin. That's interesting. Normally you see people going for maybe 2-3 stables to get for some map control. Yeah, let's see about that. And everyone, yeah, that's Gold Rush for you. And let's take a look. Did they use the Gold Rush version? DM, WC Gold Rush. And yeah, let's say shut off because some people are messaging weird stuff. So everyone, yeah, no one should lose a villager here against those builds up to now. It really comes down to who has more Scorpions out. And that's 6 with siege workshops here by Daywalker, and the other side we have 5 siege workshops cap, and now going for castles as well. Now going for another one. Gold is a bit better for Jitba and the hill position as well. But let's see. Another hill on this side for Daywalker, so he should be somewhat fine. We shouldn't lose a single villager in this engagement here, trying to run around a bit. And as you can see, Jitba already very active, trying to seed some farms here. Something we won't see too early from Daywalker. Still trying to go for some houses and yeah, just mass army. And now Rams become super efficient. Both players going for mass Scorpions. KD a bit better for Daywalker here as well. It feels like he's a bit of a faster player. And I've watched the streams quite a bit, and trust me, he is just super fast there, and maybe even faster than the Viper there when it comes to the start on Hans at least. So he's like, a lot of DMers are looking at the population at the 4-minute mark, and his population at the 4-minute mark is a solid 15-20 population higher than of most other DMers. Like if we compare it to maybe the Viper or me. Okay, so let's take a look. He has a nice hill now with Daywalker. Not 100% sure if Jitba really wants to patrol in there. Two castles in the back are helping out. Should focus down on the Scorpions. Not trying to get another castle up here at this side. And there's not a lot of buffer in front of the Scorpions. Now Elephants trying to chase down the distance, but Scorpions obviously have an attack bonus against those. And yeah, so that's not a real thing. Bombard Cannons is maybe an option as well. And Daywalker nicely camming the hill. Remember, it's his home map and home civilization. Trying to spread around now, going for more elephants. At the moment, we saw like 6 elephants being produced by Daywalker and a solid more like 10-15 by Jitba already. And yeah, at the moment, KD better for Daywalker. He's camping that hill and is getting more traps out. Now first bombard cannon here, and that's a lot of micro that you really need to use. Let's take a look, ecos in the back. Nice farm eco setup here by Jitba already. On the other side, not a single farm seeded. And welcome Dr. Slow. Let's take a look how this continues. Controlling the Scorps there, trying to repair the castle. And I believe it's looking good for him. Maybe Onager would be a counter, or maybe some well-placed bombard cannon shots, but it feels like his 20 population more is really shining, and that's 30 more army. Onagers now, obviously pretty good. Rams at the front, not 100% sure if Daywalker is overextending here. Obviously losing too much isn't great, but also on the other side, he needs to control the gold at one point. At the moment, Jitba getting some gold here at the side. Does maybe Daywalker want to decide to go in here? It feels like he might overextend. Halberdier is obviously not the unit you really want to add here anymore. Now elephants coming from the side, but Jitba still looking strong. He has a hill with scorpions here as well. Rams at the front kissing each other. More and more elephants now by Daywalker. It feels like that's the time where he wants to transition. And I don't see any Halberdiers left here by Jitba. As I said, not the greatest addition anymore. And now maybe if they can close the distance. And that's just like Rams against no Rams at the moment. Bombard cannon still out, elephants at the front. It feels like Daywalker is a bit better, but look at that. Scorpion numbers now is shrank down to 8 or something. And elephants now slowly closing down the distance. Look at that. Those 3 elephants are doing a beautiful job against it, but at the same time, Daywalker somewhat keeps his elephants alive. What a great map, guys. What a great Civ War as well here. Okay, let's take a look. Villager count 15 more for Jitba. He has his food eco set up here, but he's completely out of wood as well now. Trying to go mainly for gold here. So let's take a look. Jitba's resources at the limit. Daywalker absolutely as well. He doesn't have the greatest food eco here, and now it really comes down who has a better KD. At the moment KD is so much better. Who did spend less resources? And it's tough to judge. Not a lot of scorpions left. And now we see small amount of elephants here. No one really went for monks. I always love to add 2 or 3 monasteries and just try to convert some elephants there at the front just to mess with all the shots. So that's something we didn't see of Daywalker at all. And now trying to lick their wounds. The eco behind it of Jitba, 114 villagers. People now trying to go for the gold here in the middle. It is a tough spot. Relics obviously not really important to control. You just try to save your clicks and get some more control in the middle here. Now that's still a lot of elephants on it. Just shots here quite nicely from the side, but now getting focused on. Beautiful micro there by Daywalker. Let's take a look. Monks now from behind. Obviously they have 12 range, and let's take a look. Still no big food eco being set up here, and that's, look at that, Daywalker farms. As we said before, that's something that we won't see out of Jitba. Some idols, yes, but the farms so much more well placed there. And now the Rams at the front, and Jitba doesn't really have any elephants to kill those. But at the moment, Daywalker without any gold income of the middle. He still has quite a lot of gold in the bank, but 50 more pop here for Jitba. He's looking pretty strong. Popping production continues. For how long can he keep it up? Trying to build another castle. I believe that's a good one to maybe kill those villagers over here. But trap's already set up, and he needs to really win the trap war now. Seems like he maybe can. Is keeping his traps alive, or is he? Elephant's still very active, and those 2 traps are surviving as it seems. One is just shot against the monk, actually misses, and he's getting the long distance convert there. Okay, and that's a good castle up for Daywalker, but still he's 50 pop behind, and that's 30 villagers, and he's only at 12 military, so that's all we can see. At the same time, Jitba still in quite a nice spot here. I'm trying to go for more and more traps. Ram sneaked around as well. Did build an elephant to counter that as Daywalker, and now we can see, is he saving those 2 traps? One down, second one survives with 3 HP here, and that's still a lot of stone he's repairing, and look at that, now out of stone, so that castle will die. It looks good for Jitba. Daywalker still has a lot of gold though. Take a look, now trying to go for the crazy farms. That's something we said before, but trust me, Gold Rush, no one can really keep up with all the eco production there. You need to micro every single second in the middle, and just building 1 farm you feel so incredibly fast. Jitba doing the sweet stuff, getting all the gold over here, and not really getting these small gold spots at the side. Well, okay, somewhat is, but would be a sweet move for sure. Now, mining camp, that's the funny scenario where actually sniping the mining camp would be more important than killing the castle. But now he has so many scorpions, the villagers will die at the front. Where is the rest of the army of Daywalker? Now trying to go for the bombard cannon, something I wanted to see a bit earlier. Monk still at the back trying to get the converts here. It feels like this might be the final push, but can he maybe kill this? He has so many elephants here at the front. Where is the buff of Daywalker? It feels like it's all gone, only like 5 elephants out, and he is completely cut off his gold. And those goblins are done. GG, 22-minute power play here by Jitba, and he was "You're playing good today," Daywalker says, and I couldn't agree more. And yeah, beautiful hill camping here, and the transition into such good eco was really what carried him over. Yeah, he had a bit of a better map, I would say, but that didn't really decide the game. I believe Daywalker had access to the goal as well. Obviously, camping the hill was so much easier for Jit, but not adding bombard cannons, not adding monks there was one of the biggest things, and no side attacks at all. Just 2 paladins over here, 2 paladins over there. Would have helped out so much. Beautiful gameplay by Jitba. And yeah, just the eco setup. We will take a look at the achievements. Military count, KD, pretty even. And yeah, as you can see, 6k more food. We're close to 2k more gold. A lot more stone, 3k there as well. And I'm going forward in relic. Something I didn't catch, and as I said before, not the most important thing there. And we can edit the score to 2-0. So that's looking pretty good. They will play this as a best of 5, and they will, best of 7, and they will switch around home maps. And game number 7, I believe, would be Hunter Arabia or something. Let me see. Byzantine's War on Prairie. So I could not have been more wrong. I love DM, guys. It's so intense. Isn't Jitba that other DM player? What do you say? Jitba is a DM player, yes. So I wanted to go over Daywalker's AKAs, right? Let's take a look. For the M1v1. So Daywalker, now he lost 2 games. So now he dropped to... so that's him. Daywalker, he is also Hector. Rage is his brother. And... we'll see this as well. I believe he's furious now. Oh, and it starts already, guys. So not much time to spend here. And that's the home map of Jitba. He is picking GA again. And now we will take a look at him playing with the Huns and how both players are done this up. And we can see we have a start with 4 stables, 6 barracks, 5 archery ranges only. That's less than we normally see. And on the other side we have 4 stables, 6 barracks, 7 archery ranges. So a bit more of CA here for Daywalker to be seen. And we will take a close look at the population at the 4-minute mark, guys. And we might see numbers around the 80s. For unexperienced players, they only get to 50. And even top DMers sometimes don't reach 70. So we will see. If it isn't really getting distracted, you can get up to 110, but obviously we will see some raids here. You will lose some units, you will block some villagers at both sides. But at the moment, Jitba doing a bit of a better job here of denying those. And now the full production starts. We did see Jitba adding some archer ranges, so that's 7 here. Yeah. He will just go up the high numbers here. Gold spots, let's take a look. 2 at the front here, pretty ugly for him. Maybe even, is that his 3rd one? Let me take a look. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's actually a gold spot of Daywalker. That's super far away. Okay, so now our populations, we can take a look, and it is at the 4-minute mark, 100 to 85. So pretty strong start there. A bit better for Jitba. And that gives him a nice advantage in this first fight. Let's take a look. maybe fighting for that hill could be pretty important. And now the big first clutch here, and that's a lot of paladins here for Jitba. I think he should have the advantage in the first engagement. Obviously pulling back at this point doesn't really make a lot of sense. You're losing so much map control and also a lot of units by simply pulling back, and halberdiers are all done, so you always try to take the fight. Maybe pulling the CA back would be an option, but Daywalker is just sending in more. At the moment still 50 more pop here for Jitba. He's playing a very strong fast game, sending more and more army. Now we switch into Sea-Truck as well, trying to go for some CA ratings here around, and we see castles being built here, trying to fortify that area in front of his gold spot. KD a bit better here for Jitba, overall population a bit better for him as well, and we see Daywalker trying to fall back. This is the standard game here of both of them, and Daywalker in the old days reached 2.5k on the MSN gaming zone and was considered the best Hunt 1v1 player for many years as well. So let's take a look how he's trying to take the approach here. Still 15 pop behind, not getting on his gold very much. No one really took the market here. A strategy that a lot of DMers are going for. Just sell some wood and food to get a bit more gold and take the better engagement here. Go for more paladins, go for more heavy CA. Trying to push that back. Nice raid of this one CA. Locking the gold spot here at the side. 2 relics to the left hand side and 3 relics here more to the right hand side. Daywalker a bit of a better spot, I would say. 20 pop behind though. Better spot I meant was to get the relics, but as we saw before, he didn't take care about them too much. I'm trying to chase this down. Paladin losing a lot of HP though. Take a look, maybe another CA going down. And now the side attack over here. And as we said, pointed out before, pretty ugly gold spot from Jitba now. 40 pop ahead. Daywalker trying to come around. T90 salute. And oh, nice interference here. And gets the siege workshop up. Trying to have some army around, and that's a big push towards the middle. But that's 3 castles waiting for Jitba. A lot of rams out here for Daywalker as well. He gets a nice raid in over here. Let's take a look. This castle might fall down, but that's so many arrows in the air. Look at that. 3 castles shooting. 30 CA there as well, but it's pop 200 against pop 160. Jitba still with a very strong push. He has 1 trap behind. Still some rams at the front here. And as I said before, that castle is absolutely going to die. Where are all the CA? Where is the big army here of Daywalker? He had it so much at the side, and pop 170. We might see a very short game here against pop 110. We didn't see any use of the market here of Jitba, probably not of Daywalker as well. He should be completely out of gold. Let's take a look. He is indeed only at 60 gold. He cannot really produce at the moment, and those castles will fall. There's still some CA in there, but they're all shooting at the rams. They should shoot at the CAs of Jitba, and he's not getting any gold. That is only 2 villagers working. Those are 3, and that's his other gold spot. So he's completely damaged. At the same time, he's getting some CA rates here in the back, and he might need to tap out. Yeah, he still has a nice amount of CA here, but a single ram now countering him, and we see more and more units coming over. Yeah, he is winning some here at the side, but this castle isn't going up. We see Jitba getting the full map control. Those castles are in danger as well, and trying to get up another castle, but that's already in range of an unpacked trap. More army here at the front, and Daywalker, yeah, he's getting his KG a bit better up here against all the halberdiers, but he cannot really lose those CA, and now the castle is cancelled. He's losing everything at the front. This feels pretty slim for him. Jitba slowly running out of steam as well. Let's take a look at his resources, how much gold he's getting. He has 1k, so he could end this game if he just continues pushing. He's trying to regroup here. Take a look, not going for any paladins, mainly going for CA. Push at the left hand side, beautiful stuff. He is still 40 pop ahead. It feels like Daywalker stabilized at the front though. Going for skirmishes and halberdiers, obviously not the greatest units here in GM at the 14-minute mark. We obviously want to go for something else, and I believe with that short distance, the market strategy would have been an option, but both players not really known for their market strategies. More the players of probably like Into Dimension is the most well known, and then it's maybe Sacrifice, I would say. But, how in form are these players? That's a good question. Well, they aren't on their very peak, but they played some warm-up games, and Jitba is reasonably active, plays some games from time to time, and Daywalker as well. So I would say they played probably 20 games this month already. So you have to judge how active that is. At the moment, lots of Rams at the front. Obviously, we're not having any big DM tournaments at the moment, so players aren't super active. Trying to go for some expansion stamps here, but it's still pop 80 against pop 160. I believe it will just be a small moment till... Oops. Cut this down. Just a small moment till Jitba regroups, gets to pop 200, and then just storms the front and should finish the game. Still more raids here into the gold spot. Remember, guys, that's a gold spot that actually belongs to Daywalker. Pretty ugly for him. Another raid goes in. Not looking great. Oh, Daywalker. Nice trap here of low CA. KD still slightly in favor. I should have invested so much here, but he got all the advantages with it. And again, just the eco for Jit was so much better. 100 villages against the 50 only of Daywalker. He lost so much at the front, always needed to send more villagers to the front to build a new castle, to repair them as well. And he's losing that too. And that means, yeah, all the relic control at the moment. Oh, and that's getting cleared up as well. We have one relic at the moment for Jitba, and he will go for more for sure. And look at Jitba's resources, 4k food, 4k gold. He could just go and produce 50 paladins and end the game. Well, he's using his resources to full potential. Only at 440, and that's a lot of lost units here. Jitba not playing it. I would love to see. Oh, and those CA will die as well. He might even save that castle if he continues to produce Tarkans. Uh-oh. Daywalker getting his gold back. Points are super even at the moment. Look at that! Population is dead even. Okay, Jitba finally starts to produce units again. Well, just stop. Oh, and this castle isn't saved. Didn't build a single Tarkan. That was so bad. They were so low HP there. That's a big problem as well. How often he needed to repair those castles and simply couldn't go for any of the gold spots. One extra gold spot here at the side for Jitba, and that was the other one. So he gets both extra gold spots here. A raiding spot. And Jitba getting relic number 2. And we're trying to go for number 3 and 4 here at the left hand side. Let's take a look. Jitba now maxed out. We can see Daywalker trying to defend. 440 for him. That's a lot of villagers. It actually should even be still carrying some gold. Trying to jump into the castle, trying to defend, but there's no buffer, no real answer to the Rams here. It's only 3 Rams out, but still, they soak up so much damage. And the Paladins at the front are chasing down. Let's take a look. Can Daywalker do the hold? It feels like Jitba is going for the final push. He's pushing into the gold spot. And GG, 24-minute game again. Jitba, so convincing here. Taking the 3-0. What a stomping performance by him. Really impressed how strong he's playing this and how bad he's making him look. Ay. Look at those resources. Gold collected, 8k more, 4k more, wood, 6k more as well. Ay. That's just only 2 more villagers. Oh, it seems like his villagers are working faster. 3-0, and now 4 match points. Sick stuff. Sick stuff. Okay, then let's see what they have in store for us. I believe. Yeah, they're even discussing here. Well, how did you have 100 votes? I thought I had 10. So I will take a small bathroom break and then we directly jump into the next game. Well, DM's best of 7 can be short, but now it's the home map of Daywalker again, and we can still have a lot in store there. And if it ends early, I will just challenge Jitba. So let's see, guys. What the fuck? I just found a girl's t-shirt behind the door of my bathroom, and I believe it's the shirt of the cleaning lady. I am not sure if I want to know the story. Okay guys, then let's jump into game number 4. It could be the last one, and it is a rematch here. Hans GA coming up for you again, and let's see how they're playing this now. We can see 4 stable start, and then into 5 barracks, and then into archery ranges. On the other side we have the 4 stable start, 6 barracks, and that's a lot of archery ranges. Hoodie 23, welcome, and looking forward to see you at King of the Hippo here. First villager killed. And that's a bit of a better start here at the moment for Daywalker. Take a look how they're playing this out. Daywalker at the moment having a bit more of production. And let's say set off again. A lot of Turkish damage. Also writing in tongues that I don't understand. Oh, getting some villager kills here at the front, but Jitba lost quite a bit as well. And Daywalker is still hungry. He is going for it, guys, here. 7 to 5 villagers. KD at the moment 7-7. But that's another paladin. Where is he trying to go for? Could kill those villagers with another hit. Oh, but okay, let's take a look. At the moment, population so much better for Daywalker. He maybe can punish Jitba here. Let's take a look. He has a big hill at the front, though. Maybe this hill. If Daywalker can get this one, that would be so sick. And he should know he has a better start. And look at that, now we are closing down to the 4-minute mark. That's always a big indicator. We have 73 against 103. So big advantage by Daywalker. Last game, that was a pretty quick one. And we only had 12 population more. And this time we have 30 population more. And he's sending villagers to the front. He's trying to go for that hill here in the front. Villagers need to fall back. 35 population ahead. And that what we can see. Daywalker is now going for full production. He needs to send everything to the front. And then he maybe has a shot to take that hill, and that's a lot of gold spot. Look at that, and he can snipe everything from there. Okay, and That's a better engagement for Daywalker. I have to say, this castle will certainly go up. Has more army in the back. Yeah, and beautiful raids here by Jitba again. And he's so active. And now he is using the market. Let's take a look. And he will push this 50 pop more here for Daywalker. He wants to get on the scoreboard. Stay around. Oh god, Jitba is so good with trying to go for the raid. That's so much more army. Now the big problem is Daywalker cannot max out without any siege. That would be very problematic, but he already has 4 ramps out. He can go for that hill as well. Maybe 1 or 2 traps, and he even has traps. So that's pretty good. Can always punish him now. Trying to clear this up. Sending another villager. Beautiful move by Daywalker. Clearing up that as well. He can really expand, and he has so much map control overall. Jitba not really getting onto his gold spot, only at 1.4k gold, and I believe Daywalker is in a beautiful spot. That's a lot of CA. Yeah, Jitba has a nice amount of army as well. Where is Daywalker's army? It's still a lot behind. He needs to fall back. He's trying to get that castle up though as well. The ramps are going down. Not a lot of ramps now on the battlefield. I believe Jitba might take this engagement a bit better until the army at the side comes here. The CA now getting chased down, trying to reposition themselves. Where is the rest of Daywalker's army? He was a bit out of position. This castle though will probably go up, and that means better engagements for Daywalker over here. Population overall is still pop 140 against pop 100, and it feels like Daywalker's waypoints could have been a bit more forward, and then he could have went for even more kills. The castle at 1.5k HP, trying to go for the repair now, trying to go for the siege workshop instead, and trying to expand a bit. But that's a lot of army of Jitba that is not used as well. Trying to come in with more ramps now as well. Where are the siege workshops of Jitba? He has 1 only at the front here, and that's way too few. This castle is going down. And now Daywalker is running in. He has the ramps at the front, CA in the back now pushing in. He needs to send more. Army's not really combined there. Jitba's trying to take the engagement. The ramps are soaking so much damage now. Look at that, how many shots they're taking. And it's pop 200 against pop 150. Daywalker is pushing in. More paladins coming from the side, but there's so much more army from Daywalker as well. And he is taking that hill and the full control. Now let's take a look. He's trying to go over here. And it's funny how both players taking the same home map. Both feel super confident, and it feels like rightfully so, because they will most likely even it out. But still, pop 150 for Jitba. He has still access to his main gold spot and side gold spot, so he's still absolute in this game, trying to expand. No relics taken so far by Daywalker, so that's a big thing we need to take a look at. Jitba still the master of being cost efficient there with all the CA, trying to take nice engagements. We see Daywalker actually retreating with units that will never do any damage. Anyways, and intercepting the monks there. And now Daywalker, he has such a big army there, 140. It's even tough to control them, and at the same time, the big problem is also he cannot produce villagers. So if he keeps army and isn't really using them to full potential, that means that Jitba's actually catching up by building better eco. Lots of army now going to the top. CA killing the trap. And I believe Daywalker needs to take another engagement here at the front. This is a lot of halberdiers, and Jitba now is pop limit as well. Look at that, he has enough resources to go into the long game as well. 2.6k gold. Let's take a look. Daywalker, is he at the limit with the resources? He has a nice food eco here as well. And yeah, that looks solid for him, so he can produce. I believe he now needs to trade off all his halberdiers and go for mainly CA Paladin and go for the big push here. Oh, knowledge now in the chat here, mate. You can come to WooblyTS, and I will just quickly message you the password there. And yeah, just come if you want. Okay, lots of CA around now. And Paladins now chasing down the distance. Still the hill for Jitba though, so not really a thing that Daywalker can easily break. If Daywalker praxis, he is his best friend. And they're the 2v2 team. Oh, not best friend anymore, but they were the 2v2 team for a very, very long time, yeah. Playing in Wars Coming together, and the DM World Cup as well, 2v2 edition. going for the gold spot of Jitba is Daywalker at the front. Now still camping this hill. Paladins coming around trying to snipe those traps. And that will not get punished like it should be. Look at that. Not a single Paladin went down. And that's so ugly here. Daywalker not protecting his traps as he should and saying oops. No more ramps to the front. And Jitba is still keeping himself into this game. Has more villagers. A bit smaller army. Resources in the bank have to be pretty even. Map control still way better for Daywalker, but he's only pushing towards the middle. Really count 2-1 in favor here of Jitba. Nice hill control, but that's a lot of halberdiers still that don't really matter. Now finally more Palantir at the front trying to fight down against the Rams. This feels like Daywalker is taking a bit of a better engagement, but I believe Jitba can just easily retreat and take the fight from the hill again. Now another trap is going down. Does Daywalker really want to chase this down? Not 100% sure. Where are the other relics? Can't really see them. One over here, one over here. So still full control of Daywalker, and he knows about the importance. He parks a Tarkin there. But that's just Jitba camping the hill. Let's see, now no real rams for Jitba in the fight. Paladins now chasing down. Oh, and that's a lot of army here from Daywalker. New Paladins going to the front. This feels like maybe Daywalker can break him. I'm not 100% sure. We need to see more rams here at the front. So production continues. Pop 180 against Pop 160. I'm not 100% sure who's really winning. It's still Jitba camping on the hill, but he has smaller numbers, at least what it feels like, and he has less rams. That's a big thing here. Paladins going down at the front and rams still at the front here for Daywalker. I believe that's a better engagement for him only because of the rams, but now rams are going to the wrong targets. Still pop limit against Pop 160. The castle is going down, and maybe, just maybe, Daywalker can break him here. Paladins going to the front, and oops, sniping another castle here in the back. It feels like Jitba might hold, though just barely, producing out of only one siege workshop. I'm not sure what Daywalker can really do. Let's take a look. That relic was picked up. I'm not sure by whom. I believe it should be Jitba though. But the push on the front here continues. Still one. The rams kissing each other. Daywalker just having the bigger numbers, but fighting uphill this whole time. I'm not sure if that's the ideal scenario. Now 3 rams against 0 rams pretty soon though. I believe Daywalker might break him here, sending in more and more. This is the longest push I've ever seen. And now Paladins coming from the side, and they're actually turning the tide. And Daywalker trying to take an engagement from the other side. Doesn't really want to take this downhill fight or uphill fight all game long. At the same time, still some map control here for Jitba at the top. But the most important thing is, yeah, who controls that hill here and why Jitba's not getting onto more siege workshop. And he only has 1 down now, losing that one here at the top. Oh, such a tough one. Jitba trying to hold on here, Pop 130. Daywalker trying to reposition himself. Still getting some gold. But rally count now 3-2, and that's where it probably ends. Jitba now selling 200 food only. And Jitba survived, but his army count is at 45. On the other side, Daywalker at 100, and he is standing in, and that has to be the final push here. Now, not losing any army here at the front would be pretty important, and then I believe he can go for the final push. Let's take a look at his resources. He's not looking too bright. Jitba even smaller. Oof. Daywalker repositioning, and I believe that should be the final push here of the game. He has so many CA, maybe a bit more Paladins would have been a better addition, and now sending in everything. I believe that should be the final push of the game. So halberdier heavy is Jitba here, and so low on the ramps as well. Daywalker sending in everything, and he will get on the scoreboard here. He will take the 3-1. He is picking Hans on GA after he just lost Hans on GA. So a lot of ego going around here, but rightfully so. He is claiming this game, killing all the CA, claiming the hill here at the front. Jitba building a beautiful castle here, but that won't really matter because he lost the hill. He does not have any resources, and still more gold here to be mined for Daywalker. GG coming in any second here. No more chance for Jitpa to hold this off. This castle will die as well. Beautiful play by Daywalker, getting the nice early start, the pure beauty of production there, getting some villager kills there as well, and getting the hill. Beautiful play, and GG, well played by Jitpa. 3-1 only for Jitpa now, and Daywalker finally showing his great skills here. So happy. Would have hated to see a 4-0, and Jitpa just says, okay. Power play by Daywalker. Enormous KD as well. And yeah, just having, what was it? 105 pop there after intense raiding at the 4-minute mark. That really shows you how great a production he had running there. And Kellen would be proud. Kellen, next try. I message you. Why are you not around? Really can crush those noobs. Well, Hans GA is probably the matchup where they have the biggest lead, but I honestly think on those settings, when I can decide a home map and they can decide a home map, I won't look too shabby. I won't look too shabby. What happens with Super Series? Will it happen with the less players, or do you have secret signups? I don't have secret signups. The people that signed up are guaranteed to play, and I will just allow players to, after that moment, come in and sign up as well. First come, first serve. And if we don't get full, we always have players interested on the Saturday and Sunday. So it will get full. It always got full, and I never had like full signups. I had some full days, but I expected to have way less signups because it was played on World of Kingdoms. But I believe once we start stream, people know about the event. Some people will come up. Maybe the first event will be played with like only 4 or 5 players, but I will start and stream earlier that day. I'm not that scared. Once people see it, everyone wants to play. Oh, let's see about that.
Start the game already!
Nearly up. Well, it's still going on, the series, so I can't really go up. Yeah, pretty hyped. Will be very exhausting. I didn't prepare anything yet, so probably like, when is the first game? 14:30. Yeah, I probably need to wake up at like 11 AM and just prepare food for both days. Yeah. Will you try to get your elo up to stay in King of the Desert? I will play some 1v1s for sure. Like, I would expect 50 plus against good players, just to really understand how the civilizations work and how to get a real insight again. At the moment, like, it's pretty random for me. I know some stuffs, but not as deep as the top players. So just to feel informed, I will play some games to get my casting a bit more knowledgeable. And yeah, if I perform well, I will try to get up there. But yeah, I don't really intend to like go strong. Like, If I get 32, I will play against Nikov in the first round. If I can make like 2.2k and can play against like a weaker guy like Eddie or something, then I could try to go as high as I can. And would even like avoid opponents, play against different opponents. Yeah. Thanks so much, Godelizer. I can do it. Well, we'll see. I'm not that motivated Arabia 1v1. Honestly, it's not my favorite settings. If it was for random 1v1, I would probably play every day 3-4 hours. Or at least like 5 days a week. But yeah, we'll see. I played one game against MBL today. I was pretty happy how I played. Okay, someone on Reddit played mega random and got this map. It feels bad, man. Are there top 10 players who actually work? Most of them work. Yeah. You can't really live out of Age Empires. Shall we take a look at the list who are top 10 players? I can tell you what they're doing. Oh, I don't know what they're doing, but never played a random map 1v1? What the fuck? So, Leary is still going to school. The Viper is doing it full time. Yo is doing it full time. Dowd is playing some poker. Slam is working. I believe Lux is working as well. Nikov, I don't know. I believe he's studying. Tim could be full-time streamer. MBL, I believe. Did he start to study? I believe he wanted to be a kindergartner, but did skip that and now wants to get into police school. Back T is actually working, but could live off streaming because it's so cheap. Tato is, I believe, studying as well. Spring is working. Fire is working. So Gao, if he's studying as well. Rio is studying. Jordan is working. Eddie is studying. Not much idea about the rest. But yeah, there's like at the moment only the Viper is doing it full time. Of the players, yeah. When did Nitikov get 2.5k? Some days ago, I feel. Anyone is willing to donate $50 for a DM best of 7 show match between players of your children, please contact me or Nelly. You can even pick the settings. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Yeah, if you want to see Clemenzor against MBL, for example, that would be an interesting rematch. Kellen. Clemenzor against MBL. Wasn't it the series that MBL threw? Right? Yeah. Jitba seems in form. Yeah. It seems like I triggered Clemenza correctly there. So for all the guys who don't know what happened, there was a big deathmatch tournament, and Clemenza, being well trained at the time, was 2-0 ahead against MBL and was owning, and then played in the best of 5 series, was 3 times ahead and did throw 3 times. It was horrible to watch. I casted this and really cried, because I obviously know him. Neely versus Leash. Oh, that's interesting as well. But we need to jump into game number 5 here first. And we will see Goth War on GA. And that's getting intense, guys, as well. Because obviously the production is enormous. And they're actually starting without halberdiers here. That's interesting. Normally you start with 1 halberdier to kill off the Hussar. And then go into champions. And yeah. No, let's say chat off. And the Hussars finished as well, and Doubt, welcome, and everyone who watches the Tyrant Doubt. We have Tyrant Jitba here for you as well, a player from the War is Coming, 2nd place finisher, did beat KCAP there and won his 3-3 match as well. And we are now in game number 5 here. It's a Goth War on GA at the start here. We're still at the 2-minute mark, guys, so you didn't miss anything, and people are trying to build their strong armies, going for 5 barracks here, and then 2 siege workshop is Jitba. On the other side we have Dunu Daywalker, a top 10 player here as well. We have 5 barracks for him and 4 siege workshops, so he will go a bit heavier, and he's already going for Huskarls. In a war where you normally go for mass champions, and Jitba is going for champions, so he's a bit slower and a bit more vulnerable to the upcoming Scorpions here as well. Daywalker is going for the more gold intense army, and he probably has to, because he has all his gold spots here at the front, and that will be a pretty tough spot here. And yeah, let's take a look. Huskar raiding here out the side, trying to go for some side attacks here is Daywalker as well. Now frontal push here, and that's a pretty weak army of Jitba. He has some control, yes, but those Scorpions at the back should do major damage here. And Jitba is losing some control, but is taking actions here at the side as well. I will answer questions after chat, Kellen, and now trying to focus on this game, which I count pretty low for both of them at 13, but military count is solid. 12 ahead here is Daywalker. As I said, his army composition may be a bit better, and no one went for the mass Huskar raid at the start. Now, trying to set up the food eco is the really difficult task here. Trying to go for some defensive castles and now trying to farm around this. And now we see the big engagements here, trying to get this hill is the big idea of both players. It feels at the moment that Daywalker is looking a bit stronger, I would say, but the reinforcement lines for Jitba are just so much shorter. So I believe he will get that. Even trying to build the castle here at the bottom of this hill, and now no more buffer for Daywalker, and he needs to retreat with all his Scorpions, and those Scorpions 75 gold each of them. That's so tough. And oh, yeah, he's not getting out of a lot of them alive. Feels like 4 alive there, and maybe he should have even taken the engagement a bit longer, and is preparing a big side attack. Look at that. And we don't see Jitba too prepared for that, but actually he has some champions, so that side attack, yeah, will kill some villagers, but maybe that would have been an army that he needed at the front a bit more. Let's take a look. Jitba beautifully camping the hill, trying to go for some side attacks over here, some side attacks left hand side as well, and trying to get out the castles is so important, and getting the food up. Daywalker completely out of gold here because his 2 gold spots were so aggressively here, and we have Jitba now pressuring this area, even going for onages, something we don't see too often, but only now going for gold, and he cannot even really go on to the monks here. Maybe use the market and sell some wood would be an option. On the other side we have Jitba still having way more resources. His KD a bit worse, but just not investing too much into all those Scorpions really saves him some of his resources, and he can still produce, and he has so much map control, trying to go for more raids. Actually, you can squeeze in a bit over here. And now camping this hill here is Mr. Daywalker. Trying to get up this area. TC pretty far off. Not very pleased with that. Now that's an inefficient engagement here by Jitba, close to the castle. Yeah, he killed all the Huskars, so that was good for him. But now only champions left. trying to go for some raids. Not a lot of eco here for Jitba. He's now dropping down to close to 0 food as well. Onagers now at the front, even going for the traps. Let's take a look. Sniping one down, but that's one Onager trade against 2 traps. Really good stuff here for Jitba. Mass scorpions for him. That's a super powerful army. At the moment, Daywalker only at pop 126. Let's see how he can play this out. Trap sniped and his castle denied. That's a pretty good stuff for him. I believe he overproduced units here at the side and didn't take the greatest of engagement. Therefore, not a lot of army left for him. Let's take a look at the front. Daywalker. He still has a lot of food, so that's nice for him. And now just spamming random farms. Daywalker, I said it before, known for very poor farm placement, especially compared to Jitba. Look at that. A castle, third row behind the farm, third row behind the castle. Weird stuff. And it's now at the front trying to snipe down those 2 traps, and indeed that's something he will accomplish and buy himself a bit more time, but now loses all those champions. Let's take a look. Onager is still doing a nice job here, and oh god, not microing those. And one engagement here at the side, only going for the champions now. Cast coming up, and it feels like Daywalker is stabilizing. He still has quite a lot of resources and endless amount of gold to mine, obviously, and has a nice setup with all his farms here. Let's take a look. His amount of farms at the moment is looking at 28 only, so it seems like I'm looking at all of them. On the other side we have Jitba looking at 28 exactly as well, so but that's a bit more spread around and obviously a bit more efficient overall, but some second row farms here as well. Scorpion still camping the hill. Now Daywalker catching up, and he is going for the pop 200 here as well. Now going for the stone, catching up the first relics. At the moment, 1 relic for Daywalker. Still a lot of neutral relics all around the map. Oh, that's a beautiful engagement before. Then, a player from the UK. Oh god, that's such a strong army. That's basically a hill you can never ever conquer. Unless you get down to like 120 house cults again. That's an army you won't really build anymore in this game. And slows down a bit, trying to go for some raids here. And oh, trying to catch some house cults off guard. And oh, that's a sweet catch here. Yeah, what, we're catching at least 8 house cults or something? 8. Oh, and that's instantly going down that castle. What a horrible thing here for Jitba, and more champions now coming over. All the armies need to be pulled by Jitba, and that's a spot where you should actually see Daywalker going forward. But still Onagers on the hill now, sending more scorpions over. Let's take a look. We need to see Daywalker retreating here. Just now trying to go for the micro. Beautiful move here. Remember, it's on fast speed, so microing Onagers is even tougher than normally on your random map games. Microing 1 down. Onagers trying to get... Oh, and that's a good trade. And now we can see Daywalker with the push. Now producing everything over here. Accepts that he will lose that area. He's getting the second relic here as well as Jitba. And now if he can claim this hill and gets a castle up, I believe he's in a beautiful spot to raid everywhere. This right hand side eco not very well protected, now going for a market. Maybe wants to sell some of his wood. Maybe even some of his food in the long run. Jitba now dropping down to 0 food. Let's take a look. Daywalker very much at the limit as well. Let's take a look at the market prices. Did already sell some wood and a tiny bit of gold as well. And that's still a strong army. Pop 120 military here for Daywalker. Only 90 for Jitba. Now going for Haskell Scorpion. Probably the strongest composition here. Needs to retreat a bit, and I want to see a castle on the hill. Daywalker at the moment not having enough stone to build one. Not using that stone and not using that stone. I'm talking out to accomplish getting the stone in his bank. Fake engagement here. Let's take a look. Scorpions doing a massive amount of damage, even against Huskulls here. Getting a nice concave here, and it feels like Daywalker is still having Huskulls left here at the front. Maybe can close down the distance, and that feels like Jitba is dropping down quite heavily. Pop 210 still against, yeah, somewhat pop 210 as well. But those Scorpions now have a beautiful spot, and now Daywalker is getting up to 2 more stone. Is he buying some? Yeah, he bought 100. No, where is he getting stone? Seems like a third mine around, or what am I missing? Not 100% sure. But yeah, he is mining stone at the moment. And it's over here. Okay, that makes sense. So that's actually only third stone spot. And I want to see the castle now being dropped here. He's completely low when it comes to food. Oh god, Onagers could be so deadly. He needs to close down the distance. One shot against the trap. Let's take a look. Oh, and the second shot gets at least one trap and damages the other 2. Oh, so scary here. Onagers could pop out any second. I'm not sure if I like this position here of Daywalker. It's so risky. Not sure if we will get that cast another Onager out. The Huskarls have to be at the frontier surrounding. Meanwhile, let's take a look. They're trying to get around. One trap will go down for sure. The second one safe for now though. Right at the left hand side, but nice cast positioning here by Jitba. Right at the middle position. Oh, fine as well. Only one trap out now as well. Both still looking at the pop limit. Oof, Jitba will just try to go for the snipe. What will we see of Daywalker? Is he trying to take this engagement? I believe that's the wrong one. He needs to micro back a bit more. Where's his buffer? Needs to shoot some more Onagers in the back. Can do so much. All those scorpions here, they're getting shredded. Beautiful engagement by Jitba. And where is Daywalker's buffer? He loses so many scorpions. That was so costly for him. Where's all his army? He's overproduced at the side attack probably again. And pop 160 only for him. He needed to have like 20 more Huskarls. Maybe now it's the time to shoot again. Maybe just do a bit more hit and run would have helped as well. He just clicked back. And now the army, okay, he made it home with at least 30 Onagers. He's now beautifully focusing down the Onager over there with the castle. He's going for more Huskarls, but now the raid is coming in. And suddenly Jitba is the one pushing again. KD is still super close. Scorpion is still in a mass amount here. And now Jitba is taking little. And just remember what I said. Just look at the stone amount of Daywalker. If he just had 2 castles over here. And he could have produced Huskarls so much earlier. And maybe he would have had a chance. Trying to kill that castle again. Oof. God damn, games are so intense. Killing that castle on the left hand side though. Beautiful move here. And Jitba, he has 3 relics, but that could go down quite easily. Bombard cannon now would be a beautiful addition here for Daywalker, if you ask me. Repairing the trap has to be a start. More farms. Quite unprotected, but well, 3 castles still around, so that's okay. Not going for the relics. Obviously in Goth War, not that important early on. Let's take a look. Onager trying to go for the micro. Could shoot some at the trap as well. And yeah, focuses on the trap. Can he get a trade off? And no, he can't. That was okay for him. So both players at the pop limit. Both players in a pretty stable position. We'll go for the relic now. Whew. Virtually identical. 2 more villagers for Jitba, 2 more military for Daywalker. Not the big differences here. Oh, but that's a fight here. No, I'm not sure if he really wants to take this one. He's now running around with all his Huskarls. Will get some of the Scorpions, but will lose all his Huskarls in exchange. And still some Scorpions left. Not 100% sure if I like this engagement. Oof. Very intense game. Daywalker needs to reproduce. Sending in more champions here at the side. Is trying to get another castle up. We see champions pretty efficient against the Huskarls. Maybe not in this uneven numbers. And is now trying to go back. Not 100% sure if I like this. Huskarls obviously a bit faster than the champions, but blocking each other. Trying to go back and go to the big amounts of champions. But Jitba sending everything over, and that's a big problem now of all the Scorpions. In the very long run, you don't really want to go for Scorpions anymore because you're so immobile. The Monk is coming out and instantly getting killed, actually getting the relic a bit more to the side of Jitba. Villagers are getting pulled. A lumber camp there. Not sure who's in the better position. I can show you Jitba's resources. He's very low on food. He at the moment only has 45 farmers. That's a pretty solid amount. And killing 3 traps again. Jitba sniping traps game over and over again. But that's pretty efficient now. Daywalker having 2 castles actually helping him out and having the champions. He might still lose that fight barely, but that was still somewhat efficient, I would say. And will get cleared up now. Might lose that monastery, but that was okay for him. KD, a bit better for Jitba now. Got some raids in. 4 relics now for Jitba though. Oh, but we'll lose his 2 traps at the front. But no, he is so good with those. And is sending them back instantly. We'll probably still lose them, but we'll get some kills in exchange at least. Might is actually saving both 3 HP and 33 HP there. What a beautiful save. And Daywalker not committing. Trying to go for more rage at the side, but yeah, the goal is done. So he will kill some farmers maybe. And that's it. No side raids at the moment. Oof. Game's still very stable. Jitba, pop 170 only. Daywalker at the maximum. Oh, and he is trying to go for castle push here. No chance to really push into that area, as long as Daywalker has some sort of buffer. Oh, house scouts, let's take a look, and that's what I said. Daywalker not really able to really, yeah, push at a point. Only just such a big threat. And now so many Huskals coming over. Daywalker cannot really have an answer to that. What is he really doing? Sending all his Huskals in the castle. I'm not sure if I like this. He needs to go for more champions. And now Onita's coming over. We need to see some big snipes. Or maybe some Onita. Oh god, he's patrolling into this hill. Onita shots could be so big. First going down. He's focusing on the traps first. Oh god, that could have went so much worse. And is flattening another 4. So that was somewhat okay for him. Castle going down at the same time. No real answer to that. And now, that's the beauty of Jitba. He will be so efficient. Huskals all over the place. And the Scorpions of Daywalker have to be babysitted so well at all times. And he needs to have such a big amount of buffer in front of that. And I think this army has to really show its efficiency. Needs more champions, I believe, to protect them. Needs to go for one slow, one directional push and be just super cost efficient. On next Onager. Getting killed there. Sending villagers to the front. Oh, is he finally trying to get a castle up there? Finally. Wanted to see that earlier. Oh, and that's a lot of Huskals. Look at that. Now they're coming in trying to defend against the Onagers first. But that means they're exposed here at the front. And, oh god, Daywalker is even getting debated by one single Huskal. That's a beautiful move here by Jitba. He did centers around. All the Scorpions will die. At the same time, over here, he lost all his Huskals. Suddenly popped 210 against only 460. All his Scorpions are going down. The traps as well. He will not get that castle up. Jitba in a beautiful positioning, going for only Huskals now. He has still 4 relics against only 1. And Daywalker in a world of trouble. Let's take a look at his resources now for a change. We'll lose that castle at the front. Beautiful engagement, nearly a boy. Oh. Not enough champions out here for Daywalker, if you ask me. Facing only Huskals at the moment. Oh, and now he doesn't have the numbers anymore. 100 or 90 army here for Jitba. Only 50 for Daywalker. He's not really getting the numbers up. Now trying to come around. Might get some kills against the traps here. He's sending more over. But where is the production out of the barracks from home? A bit too far back, if you ask me here. Now sending them in again. Did he get the traps at the front? No, again. Jitba saves them. What a beautiful move. Now sending in champions again. Jitba still super safe at home. At the same time, the push continues. Jitba now selling all the wood and food. He knows he has a timing where he can really push heavily. And he's going for Huskarls only. And he wants to finish this best of 7 series. And he's looking pretty strong. Pop 210 for him, pop 150 for Daywalker. He is trying to continue to produce. And look at that. He is queuing up a lot. So he will get to pop limit in this game. But he will lose so much map control in exchange. Jitba could maybe add 2 or 3 Scorpions now as well. Oh god, that's a nice engagement here for Daywalker. And suddenly, Daywalker ahead in population again. Look at that. Oh god, I have no idea how this game works, guys. Daywalker, okay. Now at the absolute limit, go with his resources. Let's take a look. Jitba. He still has a lot of food and wood. Now trying to go on the left-hand side. Trying to go for the repair. Champions need to come over. As we said before, they're just so slow. The monastery will fall at the for a short moment. 4 against 0 relics here. Oh, and this castle is going down at the same time. Those 3 traps will die finally. Okay, and that's a costly castle. Take a look at the prices at the market. Wood and food completely at the bottom. Jitba pop 120, Daywalker pop 210. What is going on? If Daywalker realizes this, he can... Oh god, he's again not killing that trap. Look at the populations. If Daywalker wanted to, he can go for the raids. He could kill everything at the moment. Jitba has no resources at the moment. Or is he at least he's not using them? What is going on? What is going on, guys? Another raid here at the site. Pop 210 against pop 120. What am I witnessing? Jitba sitting back at the moment and now going back into production. Whew. 100 army against 30 here. Yeah, he's going for the beautiful raids. But yeah, champion's not alone. Won't really do too much. But back to 150 and is going for mass champions now as a defense. Take a look, can Daywalker maybe get 1 or 2 castle kills? And the Huskarls now super annoying, trying to raid and run around. Whew. TM was auto win for Tyrant P because of him. Disagreed, but yeah. He outsmarted KCap in the 1v1, in the 3v3. Oh no, it was 2v2, right? KCap screwed up as well. So it was KCap having a really bad day there. And kind of throwing the 2 DMs. Okay, and now Jitba back to pop 210 again as well. Take a look at his resources and Daywalker's resources. Pretty even. Wow, what an intense game here. 52 minutes of fast speed DM action. Now building more barracks at the front. Let's compare full decors. We have 78 farmers. Make that 84, 85 for Daywalker. On the other side, we are looking at 68. So better food eco for Daywalker. But still 4 against 1 relic. Actually, he's transferring the relics to a safer place. Interesting. This is transferring 1. Big engagement here, 1 by Jitba. For not showing. Was a bit confused. Oh, going for Huskarls, I believe, is a mistake here. Just costs you double the gold at the moment and it's not giving you any more firepower. No one is going for Huskarls. You can run a bit faster. That's nice. You can raid a bit better. That's nice. At the moment, it comes all down to real firepower. KD a bit better for Jitba. Yeah, he didn't do nothing. It's just like champions aren't really the unit where you can kill something. Huskarls you can raid with. Scorpions you can protect traps with. Champions are more of the like defensive units here. So yeah, you cannot really do much. If the enemy has castles up, champions alone won't do much. So I didn't say it was over. As I said, it's tough to find a real good engagement. And it's just risky to click 40 champions here at the back and try to go for some raids. It's not like Jitba had no resources. He could produce anywhere as well. What does Daywalker need to do to win? Go for the relic obviously would be super sexy, but most likely he has no idea that the monastery is there. Take a look, he knows. So I personally would try to go for a snipe over here and try to go towards the relics. Another way is just, yeah, raid the sides a bit more. Just build one barracks over here, one to the right hand side, but first we can maybe see how he performs and is taking a good engagement over here till 10 more military. I'm loving that he's producing only out of the front barracks at the moment. Still one trap alive for him. That's pretty intense, both players throwing at each other here. 4v1 relics is over? Not really. He can sell in the market quite a bit as well. So that's another 2 relics lost, pretty brutal for him. What about hussars? Worth it? Not really. Halberdiers are so cheap as well. I'm mixing in hussars as well, but every other DMer hates it. Remember guys, we didn't see a single trash unit this whole game long. We only had... Oh, now even hand cannoneers added. Interesting stuff here by Jitba. 4 hand cannoneers, obviously a big thing in all these big engagements. I personally prefer 2 scorpions over 4 hand cannoneers. Daywalker now selling wood again. And she's back to 80 army. But so is Jitba. Poof, guys. Oh, beautiful raids. But as I said before, champion's not the raiding unit. You want to have like 4 Huskarls are better than 10 champions there. More moments. Trying to take a breath. Killing farms now. Killing some villagers. Killing another farm. Some camping. Three scorpions, 4 hand cannoneers. And they could make the difference. Especially because Jitba has 25 more military anyways. Oh, and Jitba's now going for the big attack. Daywalker just selling all his wood. He wants to go onto the big army as well. He will try to take this engagement. Let's see. His barracks are a bit closer. Those 3 scorpions and hand cannoneers could make the difference, but Jitba's not selling everything, and he didn't sell it all together. I believe Daywalker is taking at least for the start the better engagement. And look at that. He's just producing in there as well. Now sending some champions around, trying to snipe down those scorpions, and he's doing a beautiful job with that. But those scorpions hand cannoneer really changed the whole fight here at the front, and Daywalker needs to retreat here. Jitba, maybe not 100% the best engagement, but just those 3 scorpions are making such a big difference there. Oh. Going for full champions, and you can see he's queuing up in this barracks to maybe sneak them around, and indeed he's trying to go for the scorpions, but nice focus fire here by Jitba, trying to protect those 2 scorpions, and they're doing so much. Maybe the better army composition for Jitba here, and a bit more of a patient play might win it for him in the long game, as well as at the moment 40 more military. Now losing all his barracks and therefore losing some of the units as well. Some raids over here left hand side. Just send in some 2 Huskarls. And that's how it works. 4 archery rangers here. Go for the hand cannoneers. And on the hill, just trying to go for the small wins. Going for 3 scorpions as well as Daywalker. Interesting stuff. 1 against 1 champion. Who's the best? What's the better color? Is it blue or red? It's red. Oh, Daywalker. Can he really camp? 3 relics deficit here. There's 30 more villagers working. Let's max out again, and has so many scorpions now. And now I have to give the advantage here to Daywalker. Oh. Been building a monk here, Jitba, the one that transferred the relic over, and that should be the better engagement here for Daywalker. Let's see if he can take the perfect engagement. It looks like he's getting at least some damage done, and maybe even some against the hand cannoniers early on. Champion's trying to run around, Jitba's trying to fall back a bit more, and even affording an onager. Oh god. Needs to focus down on those if all the scorpions die against the onagers, and they will. They one shot, and now a second shot. That was so well done by Jitba here, trying to focus that down, and Daywalker indeed, he saved so much and killed his. Oh god, Foo, thank you, oh god. And that was so costly for him, dropping down to pop 160, Jitba at pop 150 as well, but emotionally that was such a big win for him as well. And Daywalker lost all his barracks here at the front, and now he cannot really produce another 4 scorpions, might die here, and no more buff for Daywalker. Jitba was just, look at that, we had fights 120 army against 110 army here all game long, and suddenly just a handful of units of Jitba now controlling that hill, and such an important area here. Now Champion's running over, trying to reposition himself as Daywalker. He still has a lot of map control, still has wood here, so that's something we don't need to take care about here at the 70-minute mark. Now trying to go over with some raids. That's what I said before. That's the things I want to see. Monk going down here at the front. Not the greatest positioning, and still that small army here for Jitba. And that's what I said in the Franks war as well. He's so good with babysitting them. Poof. Yeah, Hussars obviously would have been great there. Just spreading around, killing those onagers, sniping some heavy scorpions there. And now the hand cannoneers would be less efficient as well. And now, Daywalker's going for the onagers. Let's take a look, and that's 2 good shots already to start the fight off. Not taking all his army though. Now trying to micro the onager back, and maybe can get 1 kill against the hand cannoneers. Jitba's trying to micro back. Is flattening the scorpions first. And let's take a look. Is getting the 1 shot, and bomb! And Jitba now saying OMG. And guys, it feels like, yeah, they have endless amount of army, but 8 hand cannoneers actually worth so much there. And suddenly we are down to pop 200 again for Daywalker, and only 140 for Jitba. Okay, lots of gold still in the bank here for Daywalker. Let's switch around. 12k food though for Jitba, and a lot of wood as well, so he's well set up for the long game still. And now he is going for the stables. Stream sniping confirmed. We had the discussion there. They heard Neely likes it, and therefore it has to be the winning strategy. Whew. Nice, one intense game here late Thursday evening in Europe, and they're still going against each other. Now Jitba, what does he see? He's trying to sneak around into that eco. Eternal game. Well, we'll see. Champions. Now we'll clear this up here, and I believe the first raid won't be too efficient. Castle helping out. Did get 3 volleys off. Oh, onager dying. That's somewhat costly. Champion against champion. Jitba having the whole bonus there. What that means. Building a siege workshop there at the front. Daywalker, way less resources for him, but he's pop limit. Over 150 only for Jitba. Let's take a look. Hussar ratings. How efficient will they be? Just running around. And Daywalker out of stone, out of gold. Now killing artillery, and is not 100% sure if that's a winning strategy. Trying to wall his trap here. Remember, we are playing with no wall mod, so no chance to stone wall. Obviously with Goth, but not even palisade wall in. So maybe we will see some outputs there. But for now, it's just about camping this area. Still a super open game. Jitba sitting on endless amount of resources. I believe another 15 villagers wouldn't hurt for him. Look at how beautifully he's walling in that trap, and therefore so many champions, but they cannot close down the distance. Look at that, 70 army against 20 army again, but Jitba is killing the castle. How is he doing that? Big sell of both players here. Oh boy, Daywalker, what can he really do now? Nice right here at the left-hand side, and that's the place I want to see. Now I want to see a barracks over here, a barracks over here, and just produce a bit. Just 2 Huskarls everywhere. And that's so annoying, and that's how you get an advantage in the late God War here. But for now, trying to save this side over here, and that's the answer again. Jitba just producing some champions against it. So tough, guys. Let's take a quick look at the achievement. How big is the difference here when it comes to relic gold? Already 5k difference here for Jitba. Whew. What an intense game. Clearing up the north. Southern hand cannon is for Jitba again. Daywalker stays on the barrack tech. Refuses to go for Passes now himself. Raids are coming in. Losing 1 or 2 farmers isn't the end of the world here for Daywalker. Champions trying to find another engagement. Jitba at 30 army at the moment, the bigger pushing power. Daywalker trying to sneak around again. Jitba has a defensive castle here. Not a lot of stuff happening in the middle. Look at that. All this middle area completely uncontested here for such a long time. Jitba playing it with pop 140 against Daywalker's pop 210. Oh, what a long, intense game here. Let me take a quick zip. Trying to kill another CC here. Daywalker is selling wood again. Oh, that's a better engagement here for Jitba again. Daywalker is retreating. 3 hand cannoneers there in the back, waiting to snipe. Military count now even. Villager count now 40 more for Daywalker. But having 40 of them idle as well. So that's a big problem. Beautiful Huskar move. Whew. That's so exhausting to play as well, guys. Fast speed here, and now trying to go in, and now trying to go back again. Not 100% sure what we are really witnessing here. It feels like Jitba is having the better army composition and the better movement at the moment. He really needs to get rid of all his idle villagers, because at the moment he's playing with less population, although his pop limit. Killing all the Huskarls. I believe now that's a point where he can take the engagement. Hand cannoneers really far away from any retreating point, and Daywalker has a hill at the moment, trying to go for the patrol in there. I believe that's a fight that he is winning. More Hussars now coming from the back, so hand cannoneers not at the front line here, but Daywalker is winning this quite convincingly. Hand cannoneers need to go back, otherwise they will lose their life. Obviously only having 35 HP really hurts them, and the front hand cannoneers are going down to running back and trying to save themselves. Oof. Up 115 here for Jitba again. Let's take a look at his resources. 13k food, but simply chooses to not spend it at the moment. Going mainly for Hussars. He knows that he cannot really die unless Daywalker is going for some siege units. Trying to go for some raids. Whew. Ops are switching all the time, guys. Yeah, your observations are on point. Jitper selling some wood again. Just to produce. He's just so cost efficient. He just is okay. Where do I want to build army now? Then he sells 3k wood, 3k food, builds champions, and we'll take another very good engagement over here. We'll kill villagers, clear up the champions, then he has some army left. We'll retreat again, and at the moment he's losing, yeah, some wood, but that's it. Okay, that's a miss rally, but his decision making is just so, he's just so calm in those situations. It's incredible. Now, 3 villagers for both though, so that's pretty nice. Daywalker took his time. And oh, look at this, scorpions now for Jitper. Oh, that's a scary army. Scorpions and a trap again. That's so much gold here. Let's take a look if Daywalker can contest this. At the moment, he still has 75 army. But oh god, that's a deadly, deadly force. And Jitper's trying to take another engagement. Look at this. He's always just his push, just building a siege workshop. To soak up more damage from the champions. Housecards running around, not getting the kills. As I said before, wood still not important, and that's still some beautiful raids. And that's a scary army here, and even 2 traps out. Uh-oh. We need to see everything sent over. Everything, and that's a lot of champions that are missing at the front, and that's a very deadly push here by Jitper. And he's just trying to snipe castle after castle. He's still ahead, 4 to 2 castles, and might even expand this lead. Same lead to his relics. 4 to 1. What can Daywalker do? He's only at 70 military. Let's go into his point of view. Where is all his army? It's so spread around. Look at that army here, army over here, army over here, and he still has some left. And now he's trying to regroup and then take one big engagement. Now he even needs to go for Housecards to counter against those heavy scorpions. But it feels like Jitper can finally close this series out here. Killing another TC. And if this castle goes down, the raids of Jitper will just go crazy. Player 2 is very passive. Well, he has mainly champions, not much he can do. He is forced by Jitper to play super passive. It's not his choice. Now he's trying to regroup and maybe he's going for the game-ending fight here. He has a nice 70 army, but Jitper back to 103. This castle is going down. No chance for Daywalker to repair. He actually bought some stone, but he realizes that's something he cannot engage. Now even popped 210 out of 195. Jitper trying to get some barracks up. Is he selling some resources? Still sitting on 16k food here. Dear me. Daywalker now selling all his wood again. He's getting some raids in, and now he doesn't have a lot of wood control. Well, that's a lot of villagers working on wood, so I don't mind that. Okay, where's the big engagement? Daywalker still 30 pop ahead, although he's completely dying as it seems. Not having a lot of farms working at the moment, even going for onagers, trying to counter those scorpions again. Feels like his farm eco isn't the greatest. Okay, let's take a look. Onager trade. Nice move here by Daywalker, trading 1 for none. Needs to protect his onagers though, and loses it. Get some champions in exchange though. Onager at the front, Housecards as well. He's trying to run around and snipe all those scorpions. Champions a bit out of position. Pascal's missing though. Scorpion's now even doing the ring around the Rosie, and now the distance is closed down, but not a lot of Pascals came through. This was a beautiful move by Jitba. Look at that, still having most of the Scorpions, and now the champions are coming in and they cannot do much. I believe Jitba has an unkillable army now. Onagers are gone, and all those Pascals as well. GG, gone on long enough. GG. Well played. What a beautiful engagement there at the end by Jitba. Beautiful move. Champions there produced. Look at that. How he produced champions to protect his Scorpions there. Incredible gameplay here by Jitba. Well played last game by Daywalker as well. He had so many chances to take it. I believe not the best use of his gold, but beautiful strategic play there by Jitba, and he's a beautiful mastermind of late game deathmatch there. Probably the best player after the 1 hour mark for sure. Okay, achievements. Look at that. Just a reasonable better KD, but that's only 2k more food, so that's super even. Although we had Daywalker with a solid 20 to 30 villager more. Gold was super even as well. Daywalker got more worlds. Yeah, just the cost efficiency there by Jitba. I really won him the game. Beautiful, beautiful stuff, guys. Super impressed by him. Let's take a look if they continue